So I have a pretty interesting video for you today. We're going to get this netbook running on Linux. Hey everyone, what's happening? And today what we have is an Inspiron Mini 1012. And it's got an Atom processor. It's actually model number is N450 if you're curious. That's a 1.66 gigahertz single core dual thread processor. It's also got an integrated graphics media accelerator 3150 for its graphics card as well. Now, as you can see, when I opened this up, it's already been taken apart. It had a bad hard drive in it, so I took it apart and put it in storage. I never actually put it back together yet, because I knew I was going to be doing this eventually. I have the keyboard right here. And what we're going to be replacing that hard drive with is this Hitachi 250 gigabyte hard drive, which is actually an upgrade from what I had originally. It had 160 gigabyte in it to begin with. And we'll be also putting this DDR2 stick in there, and it's actually a 1 gigabyte. I wanted to do 2, but I didn't have a 2 gigabyte stick that was compatible with this laptop. So, and I had a 4 gigabyte stick, but of course it maxes out at 2. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start putting this laptop back together with these parts. So the laptop turned on and posted and booted straight to BIOS like it was supposed to be. So the laptop works. Now comes the distro that I would install on here. Now I had many choices and I had to think about it. I could have done a Puppy Linux distribution. I could also do a Arch based distribution with a window manager as well. That would be acceptable for a netbook with 1 gigabyte of RAM. Also, Ubuntu would also be another option with the LXQT desktop, or any LXQT distribution would be acceptable as well. Or Peppermint Linux with LXDE, or any LXDE based distribution as well. Now I chose Peppermint because of the integration of web apps and a couple other reasons as well. I thought that that would be the best for a netbook. But any of the particular distributions I listed would be acceptable and would work. Now, some people might wonder why I wouldn't be mentioning any of the other lighter distributions such as XFCE, etc. But with 1 gigabyte of RAM, XFCE might be a little bit too heavy for it. If it had 2 gigabytes of RAM, XFCE and even probably Cinnamon might be a viable option. However, Cinnamon might be a little too heavy for 2 gigabytes, but it would work. The idea is to try and keep as much RAM free. So I'm going to go ahead and get Peppermint installed. I have a flash drive with Peppermint written, so I'm going to go ahead and get it installed. So I have finished installing Peppermint Linux here. I've also made some adjustments like changed the wallpaper for customization. I've also made some performance adjustments as well, such as adjusting the swappiness so that's at 10, so 90% of the RAM is used before it starts swapping, and installed preload, stuff like that. Now, for a Intel Atom, it is actually a pretty responsive desktop. Let's see if I can do this. Looking at it backwards, I'm going to go ahead and hit that. It comes right up. I also can go ahead and bring up the file browser Nemo. It takes a second, but it's actually pretty responsive. It's going to be a little slow because it is an Intel Atom, but it's actually not too bad for 1.66 gigahertz processor. Now, I do actually love these netbooks. I think that they're actually pretty good for a form factor, a portable form factor. Now, this install took about 40 minutes, and you gotta think about also the fact that it's an Intel Atom, as well as I was also installing updates as well. When I hit the install button, I just installed updates right then as well, so that added some time to it. Now, I did this just because it was fun, and also to show that Linux can work on very, very low-powered machines like a netbook, as long as you select a lighter desktop environment and have enough RAM, etc. Now, 1 gigabyte is not a lot of RAM, and I do plan on upgrading this to 2 gigabytes. Also, I might actually stick an SSD in this as well. So you may actually see this netbook again on this channel, as well as other hardware, because I'd like to do more hardware videos. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it that thumbs up button. Also, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below, and then feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. If you like my content and wish to support my work, you can do so on Patreon. The link is in the description. Also, if you wish to see more, check out the videos on your screen.